I think you could probably say we're winging it today a bit. I'm working on Mortarion's wings. That wasn't obvious. So I need to start off with some Celestial Grey, and I'm really hoping that this paint is okay. So I do have a reference, which I'm just bringing up on the screen now so that I can see. Hey Andy, welcome in. Right, okay, there we go. So for Mortarion, I find the wings are always really interesting because everyone does them differently. Like you see a lot of people going with moth wings, or like painting skulls on them. Some people go super vibrant, some people go super like dull and, you know, browns and things like that. I've seen some really incredible skeleton-like wings. This is kind of a blend. This is inspired by moth wings, but it's kind of moth wings adapted for what you see in front of you. And I like them. I really liked how this individual did them. This is my version of what they've done. I'm basically taking the idea they've got and adapting it a little bit to fit my color scheme. Let's face it, that's what a lot of artists do. If they like something that they want to replicate themselves, they take it, they adapt it, put a twist on it to make it their own. So this is just a version of a color scheme that I've seen before. Like I said, it takes inspiration from moth wings, but also links in colors from the rest of the model. Classic Nurgle colors. The first thing I need to do is give this a coating of a nice light Celestial Grey. That's what we're working on right now. This will be like the world's slowest montage. With this kind of music behind it. If you're wondering about the music, it's relaxed movement again. Those guys have become my go-to painting music recently, at least for on stream. Really fantastic if you're an art creator of any kind. Definitely recommend checking them out. Morning, Thurs. Good to see you. How's my day so far? It's super chill so far. I basically got up, you know, had some breakfast and got painting. Best way to start the day, in my opinion. Yeah, I've got a pretty chill day coming up. Just kind of sorting out some bits in the garden, cooking, maybe a bit of painting for fun, that kind of stuff. How are you doing? I'm doing well, thank you. I am doing well, even if I forgot to turn on the closed captions. There we go. They should be on now. But yeah, the main thing I'm going to be doing today is just working on the wings. Because these are kind of like the center focal point for the entire model. So they get their own stream. I hope everyone else is doing well. I hope you're all having an excellent weekend. Anyone got up to anything exciting? I've been doing a lot of this new thing called resting. There's this crazy thing where you don't constantly have stuff to do. Kind of weird. Still getting used to it. Not sure how I feel about it. Yeah, just kind of changing the primer, I guess, over to a grey. At the moment, so it'll take a minute. I gotta make sure it's super even, and that I don't miss any bits. This bit down here. But it's alright, we got time. Yeah, like I was saying, the wings are always the most interesting bit of any Mortarion model I see. It's gonna tell you a lot about the style of the painter, in my opinion. So I really want these to look good. Yeah, I had a pleasant surprise on Friday when I found out that I have the entirety of this coming week off. So I'm looking forward to having a bit of a holiday. A holiday at home, though. I'm not going anywhere. Staying home, but just doing all the stuff that I would do if I didn't have a day job to get in the way, basically. I have to be kind of careful with this paint. It's pretty watery, I guess is the best word for a base paint. So it's kind of prone to going streaky. It's also painting white over, or a very light grey over black, which anyone who's painted will be able to tell you is not the easiest transition to go to. Even the bits up here go in that light colour. Just making sure that I work through all of the areas at the moment. Just about kind of taking my time. I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone's having a good weekend. Everyone's got something to look forward to. So the idea that with this is it's going to be quite light compared to the rest of the model. It's actually going to brighten the model in general, because I find a lot of the darker wing colors tend to kind of make the whole model look dreary, which is fine. I mean, it's a choice. It's, you know, it's one of those things. It's an artistic choice, so they can still be extremely well executed, and it certainly fits with the rest of Death Guard's aesthetic to be dreary and miserable. But the ones that always stick in my head are the ones that aren't exactly what you expect. And with this probably being, probably going to be, well, I'm aiming for this to be a portfolio piece. I want to make a special effort with it. Yeah, I'm going for better than the box art on this one. Bit too much paint on the brush at the moment, but I can make that work. So obviously the wings are two-sided, so I'll need to flip over and do the other side in a sec. Okay, I'm going to do that now. I've got a bit too much paint on my brush. Excuse me. And I can hopefully spread it out a bit. How's the weekend? Well, I work on Saturdays, so this is kind of the first day of my weekend. It's been good so far. Last night I basically just put my feet up, uh, got out some ice cream and watch some TV kind of thing. Like just really comfy, and I don't often do that kind of stuff. I can see why it's so popular. Yeah, I treated myself to a tub of Ben and Jerry's and an evening of just watching stuff. So I was watching a supercut of Neebs Gaming playing Conan. And honestly, 10 out of 10 recommended as a pastime. How's about you, Indy? How's your weekend? You been up to anything exciting? Super snacks. Yeah, that's kind of the plan for this afternoon. Let's do a bit of cooking, bit of food prepping. I might make some cakes or something, depending on how I feel. I always do all my baking on Sundays if I'm gonna do any, because then I can just kind of put something on in the background, like an audiobook or a movie that I've seen before, kind of thing. So just some nice background noise, and then I can just kind of get to work and go. Cooking's one of those things that I can do that's just kind of the only thing that I really focus on when I'm doing it. So I really enjoy taking my time over cooking. You got your passport application done. Nice, indeed. That's great. And you got Far Cry 6. Nice. I didn't realize Far Cry 6 is out. I don't follow the Far Cry series super closely, but I hear good things about it. There was one a few years ago, Blood Dragon, I think, that looked like a hell of a lot of fun. I think it was like a standalone one though. I don't think it was linked to the overarching story, really. But I watched some people play it and it looked like so much fun. And soul size is a bit intimidating. Oh no. It's not very reassuring with a new game. There's so many games that I want to pick up at the moment. Like, I want to get EA Play so I can pick up the Jedi Fallen Order game to try out. And a few other games on there at the moment. There's a bunch of survival games that I want to try out. Like, I can easily think of about half a dozen games at the moment that I want to try. Okay, we had the best mission. We also done a canvas plantation with dubstep backing. Nice. Far Cry has always struck me as kind of, if a game was inspired by Expendables style action film, you know, it's very over the top, doesn't take itself too seriously, just kind of, I don't want to say cliched because that kind of sounds negative, but like classic cheesy action movie style stuff. Which, when that's done right, that's a huge amount of fun. So when you try and be super serious and end up cheesy and over the top, that it kind of doesn't work. 170 gig. That's huge. Jeez. That's an awful lot of space. Is there like a multiplayer mode or something? Because I was under the impression that Far Cry was classically a single player or like small group co-op type game. You know, co-op with up to 4 or 5 people, that kind of level of co-op. Alien, you get a croc minion to send after enemies. Nice. Like I said, over the top and fun. That is a big game now. It is kind of scary. I don't know why this brush just gave up halfway through painting this, but luckily it's only a base coat, so I don't need to worry too much. Brush just decided no more. I don't know. I probably won't play Far Cry myself, but it's not really the genre of game I tend to gravitate towards. I've been playing a lot of Green Hell recently in my spare time. That's kind of been my go-to game. I've got like a custom game going where I'm basically working on building a massive lakeside jungle mansion. And we're gonna, have capybaras and all that sort of thing. Maybe a pet lizard if I can capture one. still got the survival elements on, but I've turned down things like, the hostile tribes people. So there's still a bit of challenge in there. I can still die of like poisoning or lack of food, but I'm not gonna just randomly die from being attacked by a villager, which is quite nice. It's cool to kind of just run riot with building. Seeing what I can come up with. The area I'm building on is right next to the lake, so it's gorgeous. It's really beautiful. There's loads of brightly coloured flowers everywhere. But I also want to find an area where I can start building treetop structures. It's nice doing it this way, where you've got most of the threats, but not all of them. Makes it a lot less overwhelming. I'm a lot more comfortable exploring when it's just me versus the environment, not me versus the environment versus admittedly AI, but still AI people. Especially when my main goal is try out the building and animal husbandry style of playing rather than the, wipe out every other human I encounter style of playing that game. It's been a lot of fun. I unfortunately have hit a roadblock with the Long Dark. Which I'm going to have to sit down and kind of try and crack that at some stage. So what I'll probably do is try and get past that particular point off stream. And then just kind of condense the attempts into a smaller video rather than sit and make everyone watch me suffer for God knows how long. I think I tried for a solid hour to get out of that bear's cave on Thursday this week and made zero progress. And yeah, it just stopped being fun. It's kind of sadly ruined the momentum of the game a bit. So I'll get that sorted out, and I'll hopefully be able to break through that next week when I've got a bit more time. What else? Really loving Stardew Valley though. I have to stop myself playing it off stream. I have a secondary save that I'm working on just so that I can keep playing it off stream. And I'm excited where our stream save is going. Yeah, lots of good stuff happening. Looking forward to next week. Lots of fun gaming. There's an off chance I might have enough to treat myself to a game after all the expenses. Yeah, exciting stuff. If for whatever reason I'm not able to get past that bear cave, I might shelve Long Dark for a little bit. And I might start on a different survival game. I hope I don't have to do that because I don't like leaving things half finished. But that bear encounter is so overtuned compared to the rest of the game that it has kind of put me off wanting to keep playing. We'll see how it goes though. I promise the boring bit will be done soon. And we can get on to the fun stuff. I don't like having to base coat stuff with a brush. Unfortunately, the particular colour that I needed doesn't come in a spray can, so I have to do it the long way. And I don't own an airbrush. almost there. There'll be some tidying up to do, but I'll do that later. I kind of want to switch to doing the bit that I actually want to do today. I can't do that bit without doing this first. Kind of the nature of painting. You gotta do the boring base layers before you can do the fun stuff. Next week's going to be quite fun. I don't know if I'll do any extra streams at the moment. I haven't quite worked it all out. But if I do, I'll let you all know. I want to get a better handle on my streaming output. It feels like I've just not streamed recently. I've had a lot of other stuff going on behind the scenes. My head's not really been in a streaming space. But I would like to get back into it. Get back on the right track. Have you missed anything? That's alright, Indy. It's just me talking away, as usual. Did you win the match? Third place? Nice. That's still pretty good. I've just been talking about what I'm planning to do next week in terms of streaming. Alrighty, there we go. going to give these one last coat before I start all the fun bits. Ignore that. So this is just to kind of make sure they're even, that I didn't miss any little gaps like the one down here. Kind of erasing all the brush marks that you can see. Even though these might end up being quite dark overall, I want the wings to start on the same level for everyone, like every section. As and when it comes up. Just need to retrieve the paintbrush that went flying earlier. Then we can finally get on to the more interesting bit. So the reason this is quite interesting is because it's mostly contrast paint. Not contrast paint, shades. I said that because I was looking at a contrast paint when I was talking. And the reason this kind of appeals to me so much is just because of how simple it kind of is. But at the same time, it's effective. We start off first with some Drucci Violet, in case anyone was wondering. And we take that into kind of the recess areas, the dark areas. We blend that a little bit into the next layer, which is Caramel Crimson. This is the main layer. as well. I'm using quite a heavy hand on some of the areas. That's fine. You just pick up where it's kind of pooling. Make sure it pools in the right places. If it's pooling in the wrong places, you just use that to fill up your brush next. Until you're happy. And if you decide actually you want a little bit less, just grab a little bit of kitchen towel or tissue. You can just wipe it away. So just a little bit of regular tissue. Make sure it's still damp when you try and do that, so you don't accidentally pull any of the paint underneath as well. I think that's got that roughly marked out. I'm looking at this and it's not actually going on as darkly as I thought it might. Just fine, but a little bit irksome. Okay, and then towards the edges out here, where it's kind of getting raggedy, blend in some of this Seraphim Sepia. And I'm going to blend that out to a dark Agrex Earth shade right at the edge. And I want this sort of in-between shade. It's coming out way more yellow than it normally does. I think I might switch up my tactic a little bit. And I might use contrast paints instead. Get that more saturated look rather than risking pooling in weird places and stuff like that. It's not cooperating with me in the way it normally would, which is weird. So all I'm doing here is just blotting out any pulled bits, so it doesn't look too bad under the contrast. It might be that this takes a couple of attempts, which is fine. Take two. Purple. We got the pink. That's a big yellow from what I wanted. We got the seraphim-ish. Try this again with contrast paints. Idea for a D&D character. Artist, bard, / paladin, where in combat the paintbrush enlarges into a sword and it easily becomes a shield. I love that idea, Indy. I imagine that would be a lot of fun to play. Cleric with a spiritual weapon that's a paintbrush. Sounds amazing. So contrast paint wise, we've got Magus purple, Vulpus pink, Skeleton Horde, Gorgrunter fur, and Wildwood. That's what we're working with at the moment. Because of the nature of contrast paint, this is going to come out a lot more strongly coloured. So it just means a little bit less on the brush to start with. Just being a little bit more cautious as to where it goes. Just blending out the areas I need. Quick wash. Straight into the Vulpus pink. I love the idea of turning an artist into a D&D class, Indy. So this is working a lot better. Just a very thin layer of contrast paint. Additional effects based on the color of paint last use. That's quite cool. It'd be like a wild magic effect. You roll a color die instead of a traditional numbered die. skeleton horde now. I'm deliberately blending it in at the edges here as well, so it would all kind of ties together. So this looks and feels a bit messy right now. I'm hoping that when it dries, it'll kind of come up a bit cleaner. I've not really tried this sort of blending effect with contrast before. It's a little bit new to me. But I like the more strongly pigmented look from the contrast, so I'm glad we went with that instead. And I'm just checking the colour here. That's what I wanted. So Gorgrunter Fur. I'm just taking that right at the edge here. And then Wild Red again right at the edges. Kind of want the impression that it's almost like a dying leaf, you know, where it starts, the darkest parts are at the edges and the bits in the middle are more fresh. Okay. So this is just a bit of directionality correction, which you can do while contrast paints are still wet. It just kind of smooths out any visible brush strokes. Typically, if you've got visible brush strokes, you've probably just done a bit too thin of a layer. But making sure they all go the same direction helps a lot. That's kind of what I'm doing here, just adding a little bit of extra paint there. Making sure any brush strokes are at least going the right way. And leave that one to dry for now. Move on to the next one. I'm hoping they dry a little bit better than they look right now. I'm not sure how I feel about how that looks right now. It's not as smooth as I wanted it. It might be that I have to go back and just do this in regular paints, but I wanted the softer look from what I realise now are contrast paints, not inks. I thought they were inks. That's on me. That is something that I want to do this week, actually. Speaking of D&D. I am many, many weeks behind on Critical Role for my shame. I'm going to be catching up on that. In fact, I might do that this afternoon. Critical Role and baking sounds like a wonderful way to spend an afternoon. I need to sort of cut some of this purple out. I accidentally went a bit too overboard on that when I was trying to blend it out. But that's fine. Once it's dry, I can go over that with some Celestra Grey, and that will just bring it right back down to the level I expect. It's kind of messing me up a little bit though, because I need to... Everything in this is kind of in relation to the other bits, so it's a little wonky at the moment. Juicy cheese and herb bread for dinner? Maybe, Indy. Maybe. I have some bacon I need to use up. So I'm wondering what I can do with that. Other than the obvious, you know, bacon sandwich. Which I might do. I might make myself an easy ham and mushroom or bacon and mushroom pizza tonight. I don't know. I may make some soup instead. Some leeks, some potatoes. It's spring, so it's kind of that awkward time of the year where it's kind of too late for winter food, a little bit too early for summer food. The weather's kind of in between the pair. You don't really know what to do. There we go. So I'm just softening that line again. Where I did the painting. So it's not, it doesn't look like I've just taken a ruler across it. A little bit of blending between the two colours. This is more of a transitional colour, so I'm just kind of doing a stripe here. Not worrying too much about the edge of this one, because the Gorgruntifer is much darker, so it will swamp most of what I put down on this. foreground to fur. You kind of still see the purple through a little bit. There might be multiple layers of this that go on. Just to kind of solidify that a little bit, but starting off with this for now. This is starting to become kind of difficult to work with because there's multiple layers of quite fluid paint. So I'm probably going to have to stop and let these dry soon. I'm just kind of trying to get the best finish I can on these now. I like where they're headed. This one is definitely better than this one so far. But we'll see where we end up with them. Oh, thank you, Indy. I appreciate that. I really do. You're amazing too. You're a wonderful person. Right. So this is the main body. This is what we were working on before. I'm basically just going to do a bit more work on this while we wait for those wings to dry. And because I feel mean for cutting stream short. So I'm not going to cut stream short, I'm just going to work on a different bit. So I'm going to do all the smoke areas that we skipped before, basically, because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with them. But now I know. I'm just going to do a regular old white smoke. So I start off with Celestra Grey again, which is my favourite base colour for smoke. By the way, I'm doing white smoke. And again, a bit more smoke here. Alrighty. And then I want to do all the smoke around here too. Which does mean painting over some of the bits that we accidentally painted over before, but that's fine. One of the reasons I like Celestra Grey is that you do generally get quite good coverage out of it. Despite what I was saying before about it being quite watery. Tends to do its job quite well. Yeah, the kind of trails of smoke around his cloak from manifesting in wherever he may be right now. Just such a nice detail. And again down here as well. More smoky bits. Okay. And the delicate bits as well. I'm hoping that this is all on camera and that I'm not just doing this out of shot. Because after however many years I've taken doing this, I still apparently missed the shot. Luckily it looks like I managed to get it on camera this time. And then just base coat of Celestra down here as well. Perfect. I got distracted because I spotted something I didn't want to happen. Spotted a bit of pooling going on that needed to be corrected. Promise. Back to the smoke. I think that's happened to nearly everyone who's ever painted a mini. You'll be sat doing something, you'll see the mini out the corner of your eye, you'll realise that there's something that you need to correct. I think that gets worse the more minis you paint. So sorry for anyone who's struggling with that at the beginning of their journey. It gets worse. Luckily, you get better at knowing what to do about it. So he's got all these tendrils of smoke that kind of cross over the cloak. So I'm trying my best to get those in as well. Some of that will have to be done with a finer brush than what I've currently got in my hand. That's okay. That's why you have multiple brushes. Apologies for the lack of commentary. While I focus a little bit. Concentration mode fully engaged. For a few minutes there. So, nearly done with this. Just doing the inner edge. So I love the brightness of the light smoke. Just gonna save this model from being too dreary and depressing. Nearly there with this. I promise I'll be a little bit more talkative. The idea of this is to kind of give it that base smoke layer. So I've at least got all the areas marked out. When I come to paint them later on fully, I'll at least know what I'm doing now. So switching tactic again. Grabbing more gas burn. At least I hope this is more gas burn. That's super shifty. There it is. More gas burn. Some bones to pick out. So I'm kind of going back over what we started on the first week of this project. Filling in some of the blanks. And yeah, just generally tidying it up, refining it. All that good stuff. So these growths, I don't really know what to call them. Horns, I guess? Funnels? Chimneys, whatever. I've had them called different things. The idea is I want these to look bone-like. So I'm starting off with Morghast bone, and I'll do some lighter layers on there to highlight it up. I hope everyone's having a comfy time though. For me, these streams are a great mental reset after the working week. Puts me in a great frame of mind to actually calm down, de-stress, refocus on what's important. So I hope that everyone is able to relax here and just chill. Maybe working on your own hobby stuff or just got me as background noise. Either way, I appreciate it. on the brush. Making our way down the back, not downtown, sadly. I'm just gonna go down the model from top to bottom now, I think. Just kind of fix bits and pieces as we go. Stretch break. One thing I want to put in is the grenades. I didn't really do them before. I want to do them now. Holy hand grenades. Have we got any Worms fans in the chat? Because personally, I grew up loving the Worm series of games. My brother and I used to play them all the time. So this is my little nod to them. Some holy hand grenades. Okay. Just put a little bit of leather strapping on there. Final touch for these. At least one other final touches. I'm impressed that they've even modelled a pin going through the grenade. You don't often see that kind of detail on miniatures. favourite copper colour, brass scorpion. Ironically named. There's just some rivet details that I wanted to put in copper. Little balls of fun. Well, I suppose the fun is dependent on which side you're on, but I like totally hand grenades and worms. I'm deliberately not doing too much on the cloak at the moment because there's more stuff that needs to be built around that. So I don't want to put too many layers of paint on there and risk them not being able to attach. I can work on the armor pieces. They're pretty much... There's not going to be much added to those. So they're pretty safe to work on. So I'm just going in and tidying up bits like around the knee, where it's maybe not the tidiest. For whatever reason. Feet. Just tidying up my edges, basically. More armor tidying up here. Again, if it's near where stuff is going to get glued back on, I'm not going to worry too much yet until stuff is glued on. But if it's somewhere that is very obviously not going to have anything else glued on it, I'm just making sure it's as good as I can get it for now. Hey, Raven King, welcome in. I hope you're well. So where all these cracks and crevices are kind of almost split the paint as well as the armor. I'm just evening all that up. And at the same time, we're covering any overspills, just sharpening up those details. Good day. Wish I had time more often. Aw, I appreciate that. I'm always happy to have you here. I hope you get more free time soon. Okay. I'm hoping I can also stream more often for you. There's more chances to catch him. I gotta tidy up this bit. It's bugging me. Even though it's probably gonna have stuff glued over it, I gotta tidy up this one bit. Much better. Oh, Vector. Okay. No worries. I didn't realize you changed your name. Welcome back. It's good to see you. Like I said, you're always welcome. I like the Raven King. Raven King's a good name. Not that your old one was bad by any means, but I like the new name. I hope you've been well. I hope things are generally going well for you, even if you've been busy. One of these are easy to say, yes. It's good though. It's really bad and really good and really bad. Sounds like life in general. But I'm glad you're okay right now. Making sure I take my own advice and stretching. Not very well to tell you all to take care of yourselves and not do the same. I hope everyone sat comfortably. I hope you have a tasty beverage. I'm doing well, thank you. Yeah, been a bit of a tough start to the year, but other than that, I am doing well. Things are finally starting to sort of swing round and improve a bit. So, yeah, generally doing well, thank you. We're just working on some kind of ambitious projects. This is a huge project that's taking multiple streams. Yeah, I've been kind of challenging myself a bit with painting, which has been fun. 506 is very realistic. The protagonist just trucked up a direct hit from a tank. Amazing. I love it. No big deal. It's just a tank. Sounds like every Space Marine. What do you mean that was a nuke? No big deal. As a disregard when tanks shoot me. Yes. Yeah, tanks, they're nothing, right? They're not dangerous at all. Right? That's what video games taught me. What do you mean they're designed to bring down buildings? Yeah, jinxing dusting of clothing. Like, Kurt, what do you mean you were trying to do that? Hey, Magic, welcome in. Thank you for the hydrate and the posture check. If everyone is sitting comfortably. Don't forget to stretch if you did before. Relax your shoulders, unclench your jaw. Rest your eyes from the screen for a few minutes. And don't forget to hydrate too. I'm alternating between energy drinks and water at the moment. I'm doing well, thank you. I appreciate that, Magic. I hope you're also doing well. It's good to see you. It's been a little while. The disappointed really face? Yes. Did you all really just try and shoot me? If I were a video game protagonist, I'd just look at them like, please. Can't you see I'm busy here? Got no time for this tank shooting me shenanigans. There are models to paint. Calling people cute, nothing else call you cute? Yep. that's still a thing. I am not cute. You're tired? Just got home from work? Well, welcome home, Magic. I'm sorry you've been busy. I hope things get quieter for you soon so you can relax. You deserve it. I know you work very hard. One day, maybe. I make no promises. to see everyone. It really is. Some lovely, lovely folks in chat right now. No. Damn it. There, copper on my smoke. Okay. That leather doesn't look quite right to me, so I'm going to change it to a brighter colour. Oh, Magic, you're too kind. You're all too sweet to me. Wonderful. Appreciate you all very, very much. You're all trying to make my ego the size of Jupiter with all these lovely compliments today. No, we don't have. I don't think that's a command anymore. We had to change a lot of the older commands due to Stream Elements being my changing to OBS and Stream Elements. So a lot of the older commands disappeared. Sorry. It used to be a command, yeah, but it's not anymore, sadly. Like I said, a lot of them got lost when I changed over to Stream Elements a while back. Yeah. Enough about me. I want to hear all about you guys. Anyone got anything exciting that they're looking forward to in the next couple of weeks? Maybe another command. I appreciate that. I'm glad that I'm more entertaining than my commands. That's something. Put that on my resume. My streamer resume. More entertaining than my commands are. Receiving magic cards? Nice. I'm actually getting my first magic deck in ages soon. Because they're releasing a Lord of the Rings collaboration. So of course I had to get in on it. Pre-ordered some Shire cards. Gonna use them to learn how to play Commander because I've never played Commander before. I always used to play regular Magic. Covering up in plastic is to protect you, Magic. Gotta protect the magic. It's precious. I don't need protection. What do you mean? Protection from myself, maybe. Where did that paint disappear to? There it is. Fire hands. Unfortunately, I believe in your capabilities, Raven. I've learnt nothing over the past year or so. It's that everyone is a lot stronger and a lot more capable than they give themselves credit for. Though I think fire hands are definitely a legitimate threat. Just saying. I'd second guess my capabilities if I had fire hands pointed at me. Yeah, just tidying up here. Trying to stay clear of any areas that might have stuff added to them. but also having to color correct, because otherwise that's gonna look very strange when I do attach those parts. Don't play with fire. I'm not sure about arson being pretty cool. Fire can be pretty cool though. Bonfire Night is one of my favourite holidays here in the UK. Always use your fire hands responsibly. It's true. And Raven with the sorry, 1 second. Excuse me. It's hay fever season already. I get what you mean with the minimal human interaction sometimes. I get very, very little time with people that aren't yelling at me for stuff I can't control. Because, you know, working in customer services, that's basically what you get to deal with 24/7. And it's hard. And it's difficult, and it can be very, very lonely and isolating. So I do understand. The best solution I have found is that even if you can't talk to them, always kind of have friendly voices around you. So audiobooks are really great for that sort of thing. Just lurking in streams. Also, streams of people that you find comforting or comfortable to be around. It really helps. And just sometimes it's worth missing an early night to stay up and speak to a friend, especially on those bad days. You don't even have to tell your friend that it's a bad day. Just talking to them can help. Humans are social creatures. We're not designed to be alone. Use it to light a bonfire. Yes. I love the ability to light a bonfire wherever I went. Just at will. Never be cold again. I'm very, very grateful for the fact that I have some excellent friends in my life who help counterbalance the less excellent people that I meet as part of my day job. And without those people, I would be a very, very different person. They know who they are. Anytime, right? Anytime. I really, really hope that you find a way to make the bad days better for yourself. Like doing content creation, it's easy to get swept up in numbers, but I agree with those creators that say it's not about the numbers. It's about the quality of the people that are with you. And yeah, it'd be nice to be like, yeah, I have 5 million followers or whatever. Um, but if they're all unpleasant people, bad people, I don't want them. I don't want 5 million crap followers. I want high quality peoples like the ones I currently have in my community. So that's why I'm content to take the slow road on this journey of trying to make a living doing things that I love rather than things that I have to do. Alright, thanks for the heads up, Indy. I need to put like a marker on this to tell me where the middle of the camera angle is. High quality, definitely magic. You are part of this community, therefore you are high quality people. This community would not be the same without you. Yeah, obviously magic. Clearly high quality. We gotta protect you. Okay. I think I'm gonna have to pause there for today. Because I need to give my hands a bit of a break, I think. We made some good progress today. Getting to an objective. Of course, I'm gonna see. That's cool. I like that. Crocodile. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there for today. And take a break. Give my hands a break. I'll be back next week. I'll be back next week. Yeah, thank you all very much for joining me. I appreciate the company. Hopefully, I'll be able to do some longer streams next week. Things that look amazing. Thank you, Magic. That's what I started with today. Move those down a little bit so you all can get a better look. That's what I started with. I think they're going to need a bit of tidying up. But I'll work on that. The only people I remember are Magic and Indie. Magic and Indie are essential to this community. It's the reason they are VIPs. As you remember me, aw. I appreciate that, Raven. Yeah. VIPs and the mods, they're the people that this community don't function without. So you see one of those yeah, 4 years indie. Time flies. Yeah, if you see that little diamond or that little sword next to her name, you know that's someone who is important to this community. I don't give out those badges lightly. Really, BJ? No, you stop that magic. Like no time at all. Stream elements fell over. Trying to calculate the time and it went, oh. Don't know what to do with that one. I think there's a little bit of a cooldown. Yeah, I think stream elements has fallen over, so it's a good time for me to end it there before I get too sidetracked. Yes, but I'll be back next week. I'm streaming. I'll be streaming a bit more next week. I might even do double hobby streams so we can get a bit of extra progress done on this model. But there'll be a schedule out tomorrow as usual, so keep an eye out for that. I'll be on Twitter and all the usual places. But yeah, thank you all very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. It's been nice having some company. I'm not gonna do a raid or anything, but thank you all very much for joining me. I hope you have a wonderful day or night wherever you're in the world. Take care of yourselves. Stay safe.